AFK, so we'll have a little bit of pause midway. And Reason's counting down at the 15 seconds ESC asked for, but I'm quite sure we'll be getting into the first map quite shortly. And in the meantime, I'm going to ask for the other maps, if I could get them, hopefully. And this is Quickshot Arena number 3, $2,000 on the line. Reason Gaming, ESC, Teamless, X Property, and Over Gaming in the mix. We have 4 teams, as I said, 3 best of 3s and a best of 1, 2 best of 3s and a best of 1 today, and the same amount of matches tomorrow. So make sure to follow our channel and to stay with us for this whole evening and for the next one. And we are getting into the 9th round finally. And the Danish team versus the Polish team, and let's see who comes out on top. Dust 2, Mirage, Inferno are the maps we'll be seeing right here. And Dust 2 was picked by Reason, so they will definitely want to get the 9th round to make it as good as possible for themselves on their own map. And Mirage picked by ESC, and I usually mention it, a lot of Polish teams favour Mirage. For example, if you have Virtus Pro, Mirage was actually their best map during some time. And of course, back in the days it was Train. The Poles were never beaten on Train. Everyone was afraid to face off against them on this map, but then Mirage was considered one of the best maps for Virtus Pro. It was the same for Gamersu, now Dobre and Gaming, for quite a bit of time. Now ESC, they pick Mirage for themselves, so that's probably something that Polish teams have in common. They very much like that map, but there we go. Good luck, have fun from both of the teams, and we'll be getting into the pistol finally. Reason Gaming on the T side, ESC on the CT side, and Dust 2. The sides don't make too much of a difference, but of course it's best to have your favorite side. And there we go. Config getting 1 frag, Juggy getting a double. That was a big headshot right there in the double doors to stop one of the CTs from holding this site a little bit longer. And while Minio finds the frag on Juggy, he did not catch Config jumping over the gap, and he already planted the bomb, so that's a big thing for the Danish team. And in a 3v1 that should be easy to close it out for them. Config actually pulls out the CZ75, so he runs out of bullets. That would have been a chance for Minio, but unfortunately he just goes down without accomplishing anything. Usually bomb site B on Dust 2 is extremely hard to retake, and in a 1v3 setup, it's nearly impossible. So, there we go, Reason Gaming with the pistol round on their side. They're picking up some SMGs and the lines of MAC-10 and UMP-45. They also have a scout shooting it out in the middle, and they had an AK that's already dropped. Config goes down immediately to Tetsik, but then Tabu and Unden easily return the frags, and the bomb will get planted yet again. And yet again on that bomb site B, and yet again it will be nearly impossible to retake for ESC. Well, if they get those entry frags like Tetsik on B in the first place, then it could be possible, but as Minio drops to an HE in the tunnels and Nexus down to 2 hit points, I don't expect he'll be able to make it. And Tabu with a big headshot to shut down Matty on top of that. And the second round will go over to Reason Gaming. But that entry frag from Tetsik was definitely impressive. He dropped the guy that had the best weapon out of the Danish team. It was an AK bought by Config. He died right in the beginning. That must have been surprising. And of course he typed in "nice shot" in the chat as soon as possible. And there we go, 2-0. Another eco round from ESC Gaming, and then they'll be able to play in a gun round in the next one. That will be a very important one, because if they lose it, then once again back to ecoing, and Reason Gaming will set up a huge advantage right in the beginning on that Dust 2 map. Hunden now returns the favor. Tetsik, the guy that got the beautiful headshot in the previous round, now gets killed by an impressive shot from that Galil. And Hunden is also a very hyped up player. Ooh, nice one shot. And that's 2 entries in favor of Reason Gaming. And this is just incredible. Repo now puts a bullet in the head of Config, and another headshot, this time from Tabu and his P250. It's incredible what's going on in this round. Those headshots are definitely overwhelming, and Hunden also finds one. This time it was not as impressive. It was not a one-shot. It was not through some doors and stuff like that. It's a little bit more normal, but still, this round was a little bit crazy. But coming back to what I was talking about, Hunden is a very hyped up player if we are talking about HLTV, so I'm quite sure there's a little bit of people rooting for him. I also want to see him perform. It's definitely a little bit of a test for him. I think it's a third place Polish team, we can call it like that. Actually, second, third, among those lines, because there's Virtus Pro, of course, in the first spot, and then Gamers 2, ex-Gamers 2 would be in the second spot, but the thing is, they've not really been able to accomplish too much lately. Oh, but there's E-Battle on the way too, so now they would be in the second place. And ESC won a tournament in which ex-Gamers 2 got actually knocked out very quickly, so maybe we can put them even above Dober and Gaming. And it's a question mark right there too, still, because we cannot really judge a team by just one tournament, but yeah. It must be at least a little bit of something. Repo falls to Tabu. Right in the beginning of the round, Tabu with a very nice idea. No one really was covering that middle. He just jumped in with a smoke on CT spawn. And Tetsek, before going down, he just barely manages to find the frag and Maeve, but it still very much looks like a round for Reason Gaming. However, it is a 3-on-3, so no numbers advantage in favor of the Danish team this time. So it's definitely much more possible for ESC. IC box, but it will still be very hard. Now they're trying to walk in. Minyo finds the frag and Joggy very quickly, and then it's just spraying it down with the Galil. You can't do it when you have 35 bullets in your clip, but he had no intel at all on where anyone was, so he's just spraying down blindly into all the boxes and walls and stuff. So that had no chance of working out, and that's ESC with the first round on Dust 2. It's quite impressive. They did not lose all that much. And they got a very nice retake on bomb side B. However, yeah, it was a retake. So, of course, Reason got the bomb plant. Of course, they got that 4K of additional money for that round number 5. So they can still play with whatever they can. Whatever they want, actually. Juggy with an AWP. However, on the other hand, you can see there's Nex and Tetsek. That's a double up setup from ESC very early on, and it definitely pays out as Tetsek previously. He got one very important frag before going down on bomb side B. This time opens it up for ESC on the same site. Of course, he is the one covering B alongside with Repo. We have Nex now holding Catwalk with his own op. Let's see if he can get some entry frag as there's 3 people approaching that angle. That would definitely be a good thing, but he misses his smoke, which is a little bit of a bad thing as Reason can just rush him down that way. Let's keep track of all that. Next, still holding that angle, actually hidden behind the plats, and he pulls the trigger as soon as Hunden peaks, but that's a 1-for-1. That's not a thing ESC wants to accomplish, but Matty in a very good spot. The bomb got dropped right next to the wall, right next to the edge of that catwalk. So
counter-terrorists win.
we have an AWP, of course, in the hands of Tetsek, but as Nex dropped his own in the previous round, he's not picking up yet again. That might be... no, that definitely is not economical issues right there in the lineup of ESC, but still, they don't want to take the risk again, and especially as Reason Gaming is playing with pistols. So there's 2 people that would very much want to pick up that AWP. I would be very happy with it. And that might have turned the tables. So there's no point in risking it. Maeve with a Tech 9 in the middle looking for some shots. like Tabu did previously. He just walked out with a Galil of his and destroyed. Actually, it was Hundred, I'm sorry, and destroyed one guy right there. Tabu though walks in with me. They both find headshots. That's a 2-for-1 that definitely favors them, and now they're headed towards that bomb site B, and Config's got the angle. The sniper's nest is now clear, and that's Tessa dropping his AWP, and that's what I said. Baeve is very hungry for that op. He already picks it up, and he'll be able to hold one angle down. That eliminates ESC most probably from retaking the site right off the bat. And as you can see, Minyo and Nex are falling back. So we have 4 people left alive for Reason Gaming, and they'll even be looking for more frags. Actually, Config goes down before accomplishing something. I was supposed to say that they might be looking for some weapons on the way back, but actually, they're even going for the exits. They want to eliminate the whole lineup of ESC, so that would be it for the ESC of bringing it back. They lose another round, and now they don't have a lot of money. However, they did not buy up that AWP for next, so that might be a little bit of something saved up, but in the end they are still going for an eco round. Tetsec only playing with a Kevlar. They have 2 Deagles, a 5.7 and 2 P250s. That definitely brings them a lot of opportunities if they want to be looking for some headshots. But Maeve immediately kills Matty to get rid of that opportunity that ESC might have had. Throws a perfect HE to bring Nex down to 36 hit points, and that definitely looks like a round for Reason Gaming. Minyo and Nex now in the same spot. That might surprise Reason a little bit, as they killed one on long already, so they might not be expecting a stack right there, but still, Reason, they don't want to go long. The bomb's positioned towards bomb site B, and they're setting themselves up for a mid to B most probably. Or actually, might also be a catwalk push, as Config is walking down the tunnels now. And they of course have some smokes to cut off that middle angle. Ripple might be holding, but instead just Config jumps over the gap without being spotted, and they're walking up catwalk with 4 people. There's no one to spot them right there. 2 on B, 1 in middle, and Maeve walks in with a frag, and next that would be it for this round. ESC not even reacting just yet. Tetsec now, Repo finally jumping out from that bomb side B. They finally know that something's wrong, but in a 3v5 now with the bomb planted, they will not have enough time. There's no chance. And instead they're saving up the Deagles. Tetsec, of course, he definitely needs that Kevlar. That's a little bit of very useful equipment right there to hold on to the next round. Repo on the other hand, and Minyo might be looking for some exit frags, and Minyo is. Repo might also be holding middle. Yeah, that's it. If someone walks into the CT spawn, he'll get picked off by that Deagle immediately. That's not going to happen, and no one's even running away through catwalk, so Minyo is also very unhappy, as you can see through his nickname, and he did not get an exit frag. And there we go, 5-2 in favor of Reason Gaming. They're getting more and more. And Minyo still playing with a 5.7. That must be a little bit worrying. This time he at least has some nades and Kevlar to back it up. Repo going for a very bold move, but I'm quite sure Reason already heard him, and they're going for it. They know he's there, and then no drops, and he almost got another frag. That was great from Repo. Might have pulled out a little bit more, but still 25 HP on Maeve, 67 on Tabu. He killed Hunden. That's definitely good. Petsik though is down to 19 HP. He got hit while jumping over through the middle, so that's not a good thing for ESC right there. Tetsik trying to hold that bomb side B alive. There's also Minyo in the gate, but he gets hit by an AWP through it. An impressive shot from Juggy. Basically, he has done a lot of damage to the lineup of ESC this far in this round. Brings Tetsec down to 19, brings Minyo down to 25. That sets his teammates up for some easy frags. And now Nex and Matty saving up the weapons. Definitely not looking good for ESC here on DOS 2. They find themselves saving very often, even if they have only pistols. And the economical struggle is definitely there. So I was asked to give some shout-outs to our Twitter fan page, as we are doing a giveaway right there. Up to $500 of skins, so go over to twitter.com/Quickshot Arena and definitely make sure to check it out. You have all our social media links underneath the stream. You can check out the Facebook, the Twitter and YouTube, where we have some highlights from our Quickshot Arena tournaments. So make sure to not miss that, as in cooperation with CSGO Lounge from Quickshot, we are getting some giveaways done for you. I'm hyped up for that myself. $500 worth. That's not a single Asimov. That's definitely massive. Much more than that. So make sure to check it out. Sabo now down to 27 hit points. Hunden also gets sprayed down through the wall. So ESC returning the favor from the previous round, when Juggy got some nice shots through some walls and doors, but it still does not pay out. His Nex is already down on the ground, and he had the AWP for ESC. He saved it from the previous round. That's definitely not good at all, and some of the guys with pistols will want to retake that weapon. Repo, Tetek, Minyo up. Minyo actually picks it up. He's the guy to take it. Config though walks in with a big backstab, and Tetek actually does not manage to get him down. Tetek is still alive. Minyo got spotted on that catwalk, but he's also still alive. It's looking good for ESC. All of a sudden they gain a lot of map control, a lot of info from those pushes, and they did not get punished too much. But bomb site A is already taken, and Reason Gaming about to plant the bomb. So ESC is still very far behind in terms of what they should be doing, or what they should have at the moment. Config on T-spawn. No one was really expecting him to be there, but Minyo hits the shot. However, Maeve coming out from long brings Tetek down. Minyo still in the lower tunnels. Might be looking for a frag on Hunden, and he already has 2 on his account. There's definitely something from around that was looking so bad for them, and Repo picks up the AK after Config died right there in the T-spawn. He picks off Maeve, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-2. So ESC bring it back a little bit, but still the bomb goes off and the round goes over to Reason Gaming, which is much better for Danish team. Of course, round number 10 will be underway right now. A third of the game is already behind us, and ESC with only 2 rounds under their belts. That's not a big confidence booster. I'd actually say it works the other way around. So ESC have to make sure to bring some rounds back right now. Usually you would expect an 8-7, 9-6 scoreline here on Dust 2. It's not even close to that for ESC. It looks like Reason Gaming will be able to secure at least 10 rounds here on the T side. Config just jumps in in a very flashy style. He does not pay attention to anything. He did not check any corners mid-flight. He just jumps in and then finally starts peeking. He does manage to get a double kill though, and that opens up the site massively for his team. The bomb's already planted. Once again, there's only 2 people left alive for ESC, and once again they are saving up. I'm quite positive ESC's more often saving than even fighting for the rounds. So that's a little bit unfortunate right there. You never want to find yourself in a situation like that, but they're just getting outplayed by Reason. Reason's just getting the sites without any problems. If they get that bomb site B, it's just easy entries. Anyone that goes mid to B can get some entry frags on bomb site. They hold the tunnels tightly, but that's easy to hold. Just look at how tight that corner is. So, that corridor, I'm sorry. So you can easily cut that off completely. But when there's someone coming in from the window or from the doors, they're getting wrecked completely on the bomb site B. And if Reason's not going for B, bomb site A is completely clear. They get some frags on catwalk and middle, and ESC immediately rotate towards B, as they're probably set to save the weapons or they want to outsmart Reason Gaming a little bit, but that's never really worked out. Whenever Reason Gaming go for that bomb site A, it's completely clear. It's a little bit of a misunderstanding right there, and Nex burns down to death. Actually does not really notice that he's standing on top of the flames. Now it's much closer than ever. Minyo in a 1v2, it's definitely possible for him to win. It's better than the 2v4, 2v5 that they usually had. But it still is the numbers advantage on the side of Reason Gaming. They still don't know he's coming from the tunnels. He gets one entry frag, that's Juggy dropping. He was holding a nade in his hand, so if Minio just rushed it down, that would have been very, very good. Minio throws a molly, but it flies a little bit too far, unfortunately for him. But Maeve is completely blinded. However, Minio does not take any advantage of it. I'm quite positive he must have spotted Maeve covering his eyes with a hand, as that how it works in CSGO when you get blinded. There is a visual representation of it in the game, so Minio must have known that his enemy is completely flashbanged, but he did not react at all, and that should have been a round going through of ESC Gaming, but some misplays by the ending unfortunately cost him it. For example, Nex burning down to the molly that he could have avoided, and Minio, I don't know, was he stressed? Did he get stressed out in that situation? Maybe. And an entry frag from Nex, that's a little bit of hope. However, as Minio's down to 16, he was down to 19 right in the beginning, so he also got damaged by some HE, I assume. Nex is now down to 20. Probably got hit through the door by the Juggy's AWP again. It's just wreaking havoc. Oh, Tetsik manages to survive. That's a little bit of info that he got for his teammates. Definitely very valuable, but Maeve manages to get Minio. He whiffs it again. On bomb side B, he lost the previous round, and this time does not manage to secure an extremely easy frag. That's a 3-on-3 now. The bomb's getting planted by Reason. And it's a 9-2. It's dire situation for ESC, and they're about to lose more and more rounds. Repo to find a frag through the smoke on Juggy. That makes it a lot better for them now. They find themselves with a man advantage. This never really happened this far on DOS 2. Config though, pushing through the smoke. He's gonna get one frag and he's not gonna get sprayed down through it. Back! And Maeve is still alive in pits. The bomb's most probably planted for long, and as Repo does not have a defuse kit, he just decides to fall back instead. That's probably the smart choice. The best thing he could do, but yet again, guess what? ESC are saving the weapons again. Nex will have his AWP. They're forcing it up with FAMASs, some M4 for Repo available. But overall, they should not be happy about it. They should not be happy about how this DOS 2 looks like. Of course, this is a map picked by Reason, so if you are rooting for ESC, there's still Mirage that they picked for themselves. There's still so hope for them. There we go. Round number 13 on the way. We only have 3 more rounds to be played in the first half. Nex getting an entry yet again. This time they did not get punished too much for it. Nex with another one. He's looking for more this time with, but Tetsik comes in with a little bit of support with his FAMAS. And it's down to a 4-on-2 in favor of ESC now or never, but Minio peeks a little bit too far, and Matty, he whiffed so many shots that he's about to be taken out. If Hunden loses that duel, he must have been ashamed of it. Maeve, though, is there to finish it out, and man, back to a 2-on-2. That's extremely unfortunate right there, that ESC, they can never really get any advantage, and when they finally get it, they still drop it, they still lose. Maybe lose is too big of a word to use, because they've not yet lost this round, but as Repo's down to a 1v2, Hunden, he's down to 13 HP himself, so that might be a chance for Repo if he finds his entry frag on bomb side. Hey, well then Maeve was cut off by a smoke and a molly, but it's still not gonna happen. It would have been great for ESC, but in the end, at the end of the day, it's just not possible. And it's actually surprising that we don't see anyone with $16,000 in the pocket for Reason Gaming just yet, as there's so many rounds up. But if you're talking about economy, it's definitely not good for ESC for quite a bit of time now, as they force up every single possible round with FAMASs. Now you can see Repo's playing with a CZ75. And we have a man advantage yet again. Let's see if they can finally use it. Third time's the charm, I guess. Matty on bomb site A, Repo in the CT spawn, he'll get smoked off. Matty is still right there, but Juggy had a very nice idea of boosting himself up a little bit on that tiny wall. He gets one. Next, Repo, Tetek up against Juggy, Tabu, Hunden. The bomb's planted. Next, walking in with an AK this time. He usually had an AWP, so let's see what he can do with an AK or M4. He just manages to go down to Tabu without really dealing any real damage to his enemies. Repo and Tetek. Tetek now alone in a 1v2. This time, he once again does not have a defuse kit, but he's down to a 1v1, but the time is ticking down. Tabu actually knows it, but he still peeks out for the frag, gets the headshot. 12-2 in favor of Reason Gaming, and I once again reminded, 8-7 is usually the halftime score you want to get here on this map. So Reason Gaming, more than happy. They're overwhelmingly happy right now. They probably are already thinking about the next map, about Mirage, where ESC should probably stand some real chance, as this is their own map of choice, so they themselves might actually just be willing to reset their mindset and walk into that Mirage with a fresh new game. Juggy finds the frag and Tetek, but Repo answers the favour. He pushes through tunnels. Actually, it rarely happens, but when it does, it usually pays out. As long as there's no one really holding that angle very solidly. Because we could see in the previous Quickshot Arena, even though no one really pushed out from the tunnels, there was always a guy right there just holding that angle very patiently for about 30 seconds each round. Repo dropped behind the boxes, he missed his first shot, that must be him dead. Hunden walks in to secure this frag. Minyu picks up the M4 and has 10 bullets in the clip. That's usually a thing you want to pay attention to when you pick up a weapon. You have to make sure you have some bullets right there in the clip. Juggy, now in the sniper stance, he's gonna find the frag and Minyu, and when Juggy's alive, it's extremely hard to beat him when he has that AWP. Next, does not go down, but he goes down to 16 HP, and that will be enough for Juggy Steagle to seal the deal. Matty, 34 hit points, he still pushes out. There's only one bullet left in the mag of Juggy, but he still manages to find that headshot. That was a chance that he had, and he did not waste it. But you cannot say about ESC. They wasted a lot of chances they had here on the CT side of Dust 2. Right now, winning the pistol and being extremely consistent on the T side might save them, but that probably is beyond the reach already, and they should focus on the next map, on Mirage. A map that they picked themselves, so it should favor them a little bit more. And I'm pointing it out over and over again, as I don't really like seeing one-sided matches. I usually very much like some evened out ones, so the previous Quickshot Arena was perfect for me. We had some 16-14 outcomes all over the place, and we had some overtimes even. So it got a little bit long by some point and tiring, but I still very much enjoyed it. Well, that's a pistol round of the second half. Reason on the CT side this time. Juggy and Tabu on long, but the storm's coming on bomb side B, actually. That's me 2B from ESC, and they're getting let into the site. It's not really stopping them. And Reason Gaming focused too much on the tunnels. Now Tetek coming in from behind with a tech down, puts a bullet in the head of Tabu. Will get rid of Hunden, and that leaves Juggy in a 1v2, but 1v2 is still winnable, especially if he finds the entry on Minyu. Oh my goodness, he turns around and gets the headshot on next. And Minyu in a 1v1, he peeks out, he'll go down. Juggy once again clutches the round for his team, as he did the last round of the first half. He does the first round of the second half. And there we go, the pistol goes over to Reason Gaming, and ESC got the bomb plant, so they will be able to force it up right now. And they should, if they don't want to lose the game right here, right now, because playing for an overtime, being down 2-15 is not good at all. I don't think they will be able to make it. So they are taking Tech 9s, Kevlar's helmets, and Scouts. That is a little bit less than I expected. Because usually when T's get a bomb plant and they want to force up, they can afford some Galils maybe. But that's a little bit unfortunate. Taboo though, down very low on health to 12, but then Hunden completely unspotted. He gets 2 frags, and will he manage to reload that tech? Wow, Hamas. Repo missing a lot of shots from the Tech 9, so he even confused me. Well, how many shots he missed. That should have been an easy frag on Hunden. He was reloading a weapon. He was completely defenseless. He could not move too quickly because he got hit in the first place, so he was tagged. He was slowed down. And the Repo still missed all those shots. Tetek now in a 1v2 with a scout. He's got the bomb on his back. He's got a flashbang available to help himself out a little bit on top of that. But Config makes sure to close it out right here, right now. 15-2 in favor of Reason Gaming. And we're looking at an overwhelming scoreline on the first map from the Danish team over the Poles. And 2 Deagles in the hands of ESC. 2 Tech 9s, and of course that scout. But Tetek once again decides to buy up. This time he does not have a Kevlar helmet to back it up. A good HE from Taboo to open the round up. 46 hit points on Next, 72 on Repo. It's a little bit of damage done. They drop into the pit though, and they're looking for some shots. And they cannot make it just yet. Minyo misses the headshot, deals a little bit of damage to Jokey, but that's not what the Deagles are about. You have to hit the head if it is to be effective. Next now with very low health bar, he crosses, actually manages to find an HS on Hunden, and will be trying to pick up his M4, and he manages to make it, but he brings him down, and Tetek is the last man standing. The bomb's not yet planted. He only has a scout in his hands, and he has to make it in a 1v3. I don't think it's possible. And I think it will be 16-2 in favor of Reason Gaming, but let's take a look until the end. Tetek misses the first shot, misses his only opportunity, and that will be Reason Gaming dominating ESC on the first map. 16-2 is the score.